Trigonometry and trigonometric functions quiz. Question 1. We're told to convert 7 real revolutions to degrees. So to do that, all we have to do is multiply 7 times 360. And when we multiply 7 times 360, we get 2520. So we're going to drag in 2520 into number 1, and we're done. Number 2, we're told to convert 840 degrees to radians. So we're going to do 840 times pi over 180. The pi's are going to cancel. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to put this into Desmos so you can refresh how to do this type of problem in Desmos. So we just do 840 divide 180. We get 4.666. But if we look at our options, we don't see 4.666. So we'll toggle this fraction button, and we get 14 thirds. So our answer is going to be 14 pi all over 3. So we're going to drag in this 14 pi over 3 into the second option. And then our last one, we're going to do 11 pi over 18, and we're going to convert that to degrees. We're just going to do 180 degrees over pi. My pi's are going to cancel. So what I have to do is just multiply 11 times 180 all over 18. So we're going to use Desmos to do that. 11 times 180 divided by 18. So we're going to get 110 degrees. We're going to drag that into number 1. Number 3, the third blank, and we are done question 1. Question 2, we're told, using the unit circle, find the following values. So we're told to find the sine of pi over 2, cosine of pi over 2, tangent of pi over 2, cosecant of tangent of pi over 2, secant of pi over 2, and cotangent of pi over 2. So let's just refresh ourselves how to find sine. So let's just clear everything out from the last one. So sine is just... So sine of any value is just going to be your y. Cosine of theta is just going to be the x value. Tangent of any value is just going to be y over x. Cosecant of any value, theta, is going to be 1 over y, or the reciprocal of y. Secant of any value is just going to be 1 over x, the reciprocal of x. And cotangent of theta is just going to be x over y. So we find pi over 2, which is value, and we care about 0 and 1. So the y value is going to be 1. So sine of pi over 2 has to be 1. So we're going to come over here and we'll drag the 1 in. The cosine is the x value, so that's just going to be 0. Tangent is going to be y over x. So in this situation, let's write this out. 1 over 0 can't have it, so that's going to be undefined. Cosecant is going to be 1 over y, so the y value is 1, so the correct answer is going to be 1. The secant is going to be 1 over the x value is 0, so that's also going to be undefined. And then the cotangent is going to be x over y. So 0 over 1 is just going to be 0. And we're done. Question number 2. Question 3. We're told to give an equation of the blue graph. The red graph is our parent function. We'll get the amplitude, period, and frequency, and describe the transformation. So first thing I want to point out is our amplitude. Let's just mark this up. So our amplitude is just going to be 4. And then we repeat every pi unit. So we made a full rotation of after pi. So our equation is going to be in the form y equals 4 sine of, remember, period is defined as 2 pi over b. So if my period is 4, or sorry, pi, we set pi equals to 2 pi over b. So cross multiply. So it's going to be 2 pi equals b pi. So if 2 pi equals b pi, that means b has to equal 2. So our equation will be y equals 4 sine of 2x. Okay, so now we can start filling in our answer. So for A, our equation will be y equals 4 sine of 2x. For B, amplitude would be 4. It's just the A value. Period would be pi. And we're done that one. And then for C, we want to describe the transformation. So we can just say vertically stretched by a factor of 4 and compressed by horizontally or this, we'll say the period is half the period of sine x. So that's the easiest way to say that. So vertically stretched by a factor of 4, and the period is half the period of sine x, and we are done. Question number 3. Question 4. Many large cities are building or have built mega Ferris wheels. The Seattle Great Wheel is 175 foot in diameter and has 41 cars seating up to 8 people. Each time the Ferris wheel turns, theta degrees, a car is in position to load. How far does a car move with each rotation of theta degrees round to the nearest hundredth, or 2 decimal places? So our equation is just going to be S equals, we know there's 2 pi radians in a circle, so 2 pi divided by, there's 41 cars, so divide 41 times, now we're going to find our radius. So the radius is going to be 175 divide 2. Enter this into a calculator and we have our answer. Let's clear this out. This is going to be 2 pi divide 41 times 175 divide 2, and our answer is going to be 13.40. For A, 13.40. And if we're trying to find the value of theta in degrees, and again, we could, if we wanted to, we could just share the whole thing to show our work. What is the value of theta in degrees? So we want to convert 2 pi over 41 to degrees. So 2 pi divide 41 times 180 divide pi. So it's going to be 8.78 degrees. .78 degrees, and we're done. So if we wanted to, we could just hit share, copy it, and you can just paste a link here, and we have the link, and I can see what work you did. Question 5 is telling us to find the arc length. So we're going to have 45 over 360 times 2 pi times 12. So when we're in degrees, we do have to divide by 360 with our arc length formula. So just type that in the calculator. So 45 divide 360 times 2 pi times 12. So our final answer would be 9.42. And again, if we wanted to, we can just copy it and just share the graph in. So we say 9.42 units, and I can just click in here and just share my work into the short answer. And we're done, number 5. And question 6. Desir's friends got him a skydiving lesson for his birthday. His helicopter took off from the skydiving center, ascending at an angle of 20 degrees and traveled a distance of 34 kilometers before he fell in a straight perpendicular line to the ground. How far from the skydiving center did Desir land? So this is what we want to find, this distance x. So this is a cosine ratio, so it's going to be cosine of 20 degrees equals x over 3.44. Try that again. Cosine of 20 degrees equals x over 3.4. To get x by itself, we're just going to multiply both sides by 3.4. So 3.4 cosine of 30 degrees equals x. So that's what we need to enter into our calculator in Desmos. Everything else out. Run through 3.4 cosine of 20. Now, we want to make sure we're in degrees. Right now, the calculator is in radians, so to switch to degrees, you click the wrench and just switch to degrees, and we had 3.19. So copy it. So you can say, we can either just type in the answer, 3.19 kilometers, and if we want to show our work, they get partial credit. If we miss something, you just click paste and we're done. Hopefully this helps you have a better understanding on how to solve the trig and trigonometric functions for this last quiz.